Hi, this is Lynn, and welcome to another Persuasion Byte. Bite-sized tips on persuasion that you can use right away. When it's time to have a tough talk, we can get sucked into negativity. Because the reason that we have to have this conversation most of the time is that there's a gap between what we expect and what we're getting. And the same thing is true of the other person in this conversation. And in our heart of hearts, let's face it, what we really want is for the other person to realize how they've screwed up and to step up. But we've played a role in making this situation happen, so we have to acknowledge that. And the two most powerful techniques you can use to make that happen and create a better outcome are these. First, know why you're having the conversation. So I say set a goal. Because when you do that, it moves the information from your conscious mind into your subconscious mind, which chews on it and tries to help you find words and strategies to get what you want, to reach this goal. And you've probably heard the acronym of SMART goals: specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and timely. When you set a clear goal before you end up in the conversation, it becomes a touchstone for you. So when you're feeling defensive or negative or judgmental, in your mind you can ask yourself, will saying or doing this thing actually help me reach my goal? And if it doesn't, then find a different thing to say or do. And if it does, then go ahead and do it. It gives you clarity in that conversation. The second thing you can do with a difficult conversation is this one. Focus on behavior, not traits. Anytime you begin a sentence with, "The trouble with you is," or "you always," hey, they've already tuned out and you've made them negative and judgmental. So instead of assuming that the person behaves a certain way because of how they are, speak to their behavior. Instead of saying, "You always jump to conclusions," explain the behavior that you see. Instead of imparting something to them, a trait, like you're judgmental, or you don't do enough research, instead of saying those things which make them wrong, tell them about the behavior that you see. It's less likely to trigger their defensive reactions and make them negative. It takes the emotional impact out of it. Behavior is neutral. And then talk about the kind of behavior that you need to change for yourself as well, and the things that you would like for them to be able to experience. When you're going to have a difficult conversation, set a goal in advance and use this as the touchstone in your brain for, is this the right thing for me to say or do? Gives you clarity. And second, talk about the things that you see and how they make you feel, rather than telling a person that they have negative personality traits. Because when you do this, you take a lot of the negativity and judgment out of the conversation. You create the opportunity, number one, to have a better experience during the conversation and a better result afterward. And guess what? You become the most persuasive person in the room. Thanks for watching.